So I want to introduce now, and in fact it's quite interesting, Farmer Willi is becoming, I would say, a legend in Germany. We have his book here, and basically it's, perhaps you can give the title and translate it, but essentially it's that if you're going to pay a small price for ham, then you can't criticize how it's grown. And Farmer Willi has done many interesting elements. You have a doctorate in agronomy or agricultural sciences, in particular on sugar beets, and you grow sugar beets on your farm as well. And he has become, I think, probably one of the more outspoken people in Germany about the rights of farmers to be able to choose the best tools, to be able to use and grow properly food for not just the German population, but everyone. So, Farmer Willi, I leave the floor to you.
Okay. I'm not so comfortable with English language because I'm a stupid farmer. And so I wrote something down to explain and to find the right words. I'm 62 years old and farmer since 40 years. Our own farm is placed near Cologne, Germany, and we have 40 hectares. We do the work in cooperation with our neighbor. Together we cultivate 90 hectares, so far away from Olli's farm. We grow wheat, barley, sugar beet, oilseed rape and potatoes. 50% of the fertilizer we use is organic, mostly material out of biogas, and 50% is mineral fertilizer. We use seed from different breeders and change from time to time. So we have 3 varieties in wheat, 1 in barley, rape, potatoes, and 3 varieties in sugar beets. So in totally more than 8 or 9 breeders, because there are very often ideas that we depending on different special breeders. It's not in our farm. But in Germany it's not allowed to use GMOs, so we don't use seed of Monsanto because we don't have corn. We use chemicals such as herbicides, fungicides and insecticides since more than 30 years, and we couldn't see any negative influence on our soil life. Under normal conditions we don't use the plow, but practice minimal tillage. For that we use a cultivator before drilling wheat, barley, sugar beet and oilseed rape. And since we practice minimal tillage and use more organic fertilizer, we have more earthworms than before. Before sugar beet we grow an intercrop, so as radish or white mustard. In some years, especially after warm winters without frost, we have to spray glyphosate in spring to eliminate the plants. We never used on our farm glyphosate to spray into the ear to dehydrate the plant. If necessary, we use glyphosate on parts of the field where perennial weeds such as thistle, smartweed and couchgrass appear. In our system of minimal tillage, the use of glyphosate is one of several bricks, but not the only one. For us, minimal tillage is an excellent method to save quality of soil. It has the lowest impact on environment. We don't have problems with the resistance of herbicides because we change active ingredients every year. A growing problem we have now in oilseed rape, seed treatment with insecticides such as neonicotinoids are forbidden since 2 years in Germany. Now we have to spray insecticides, but with a lower success. Some plants are killed by the insects, by the larvae of the insects. I personally see problems arriving if the number of active ingredients of plant protection products will more and more decrease. I can understand people who are against chemicals. I had an heart attack 4 years ago. I'm very glad that I have chemicals to prevent the next one. For me, plant protection products are medicine. not for human beings, but for plants. Our son will be the next farmer on our small farm. He thinks about changing to organic farming. He is just writing his master thesis about the economy of organic farming, especially for our farm in the Rhineland area. He will finish it in November. As it looks now, it is not the best method to get rich. Some philosophy at the end. All farmers in the world are working against nature. It may be hard to say, but it is the truth. If you kill weeds by herbicide or by hand, you kill them. Without working against nature, you cannot survive. People in the Neanderthal, which is very close to our farm, killed mammoths. It was against nature. They hunted wild pigs. It was against nature. They have stolen eggs from the birds. Even that was against nature and not really good for biodiversity. 10,000 years ago, the country we now call Germany was a big black forest, was woodland. Now we find there millions of hectares arable land, and because the bad and ugly Germans cleared all trees for their own advantage. All farmers in the world have one target: to earn money to support the families and to feed other people who are not producing food. There are differences in the way they do it. The systems are different. We can and we should argue about the proper form of agriculture. But it should not be a religion where we believe in something. My wife and I have different religious denominations, but we are married since 30 years. Because we are both tolerant, and I mean both. In this sense, thank you for your attention.
You have a seat here.
And buy my book.
50 euros, start with that.
It's interesting you mentioned that you and your wife have different religions.
Yeah.
Now your son is looking at
My son is vegetarian.
yeah, and he's going to be an organic farmer, hopefully. So that's another religion, perhaps.
Probably. If he can earn money with that,
Yeah.
he should do it. I had my generation 30 years with normal farming, and if he tries to do it with organic farming and he earns money for his wife, he should do it. But it must be paid from the consumers.
So if the consumer is ready to pay, what, 10% more, 15% more?
I don't know. He has to find out it. For example, hams. Somebody here has hams. You have hams. You have to pay, what, €2.79 for a chicken in the discounter. And you have to pay in an organic farm 24 euros.
Okay.
So there is
More
a
than
little
10%.
More than 10%. Yeah. If he can earn that, it would be good.
Okay.
But the market share of organic meat in Germany is around 1%. So that I mean with it's not the best method to get rich, because even organic products come from Spain and come from Israel and come from China, because they are producing cheaper than we in Germany. So it's also very difficult to earn money with organic farming.
Okay. I don't want to say it's getting late because we started late. We also have Joni, who's been waiting in Hawaii, where it's 10:30 at night now. Can we bring Joni into the conversation as well? It's one good question, because Ganesh is still there, by the way. He's been watching. The technology seems to be working everywhere else but with us. But if in the meantime, while we call Joni in, Are there some questions or comments for Willi? Farmer Willi, sorry. Okay, lots of comments here. Okay.
Do you have a microscope at home and you take soil samples and look what's going on in your soil?
No, I don't have a microscope, but I have shovel, and that is enough.
You smell it or what?
No, you see it. You really see it, and you can see it on the surface. The earthworms bring down in their holes the leaves on the top, and you can see around these holes the rest of the leaves, and you see more and more every year. Really.
And do you also take?
We have videos.
Samples?
You should probably turn on the sound.
Okay. Well,
Pardon?
sorry. The question. Sorry.
Well, do you also take like samples and send it off to a laboratory and?
But this is for
organic matter,
nitrogen, organic matter, and all that. Another device. You can also, if you have heavy rain, then you can see that the water is coming into the soil much faster. Infiltrating with more and more organic in the soil.
Have you seen any?
There is an influence in the last 20 years. As my father worked, we have very heavy soil, and it's together with organic and minimal tillage. Organic fertilizer and minimal tillage. You cannot say it's only one, but it's the whole system. And in this whole system, you need once or twice in 4 or 5 years, in our farm, glyphosate, because, as I said, it's a brick in the system, but not the only one.
And then you use it to kill the crops?
It's useful. We need it for intercrop, as I said, after warm winters, and if it's not killed by the frost.
Right.
It's the one case, and the other case is against perennial weeds, thistle, couch grass, and all that. But then you can use it in this part of the field where it's fine, not the whole field. But it's very useful. We have to say that.
Sure.
So, and if we don't have this system part in the system, then there's something we have to take other herbicides or whatever. We have to think over them. But as Olli said, plowing is not the solution.